Fuck a tap in. I really just need to say something that's going to be a little controversial. Pro-blackness, but more specifically pro-black isolationism in the face of multiracial fascism is literally going to get us killed. Like, I need everybody to take a fucking deep breath, take a step back. While yes, a lot of stuff has happened this week, a lot of executive orders have happened this week, that is true. Being hysterical and then running into like conservative isolationist politics is not going to save you or anybody else. And as much as y'all hate to admit it, when we said that all of our struggles are interconnected, and if you normalize genocide on the other side of the world, that is going to let the establishment know that genocide is okay here, y'all thought we were over exaggerating. And while yes, there are many things that Kamala Harris would have been better on than Donald Trump policy wise, she wasn't a full fascist, which I guess is okay. The one thing that she needed to be significantly different than him on, she was not. And that thing is what is literally impacting our culture and impacting the way people see the others. Before Martin Luther King died, he actually made a similar critique of the Vietnam War, that the Vietnam War was causing a desensitization and a death of the heart, as James Baldwin would call it, of Americans when it came to Southeast Asians. The crimes of the empire always come home. The crimes of the empire always come home, okay? Fascism starts in little pieces and it comes all at once. For the past however many years, we have been trying to get y'all to resist the little pieces. And the very same people who refuse to resist the little pieces of fascism are the very same ones that are running into the conservative isolationist politics right now. So I guess what I'm saying is, get a fucking grip and get some solidarity. Okay, intersectional, multiracial solidarity politics is the only thing that is going to stop the multiracial fascism that we are currently experiencing.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of ATP Live, coming to you on this beautiful Monday afternoon. I'm your host, Andre Morton, and ATP Live is exclusively on the ATP Network. You can catch the ATP Network on YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, and Twitter. And the only shameless plug I got for y'all, because I stopped doing those, is this one. It's just, no mutual aid request. Just follow us on Red Note, me and TP. Her username is TyPeasant85 and mine is Andre X24. So I'm on there, man. Like, I'm just sick of Twitter. Sick of their bullshit, and fuck Twitter still for suspending Ty Peasant's Twitter account. Like, I know she loved that Twitter account. That was, like her, what's she calling it? Her platform to uplift smaller platforms. That was she did with it primarily. So he used it as a diary. So yeah. And also too, like the video. It's free. It don't cost you a damn thing, guys. I don't ask money for myself because that's dishonest. Like, I'm fine. I wouldn't say I make a good living, but I'm not, I'm not in need. I'm not in dire straits or nothing like that. Just like the video, like that's all I need. You know, I don't mind other commentators asking for money, because this shit, like, like this is a lot of work, and I get, YouTube, they monetization guidelines is strenuous. Like, you can't say this, you can't say that. See, I can kind of say whatever I want, like use profanity wise, but if we get monetized, which we're not there yet, yeah, things become more complicated. So I have to censor myself. So, like the video, it's free, don't cost you nothing. So yeah, y'all, that was Afeni. I love showing up her videos first, and I like the watermark on the videos too, because I always want to give people credit when credit is due, for speaking truth to power. I have the same issue with black people too. It's like, they looking at the immigration situation with Trump, deporting these immigrants from these sanctuary cities. And then the bad enough thing is that they're going into schools trying to take away the kids. Like, interrupting a teacher's, like, teacher got teachers got to teach and all that stuff. And instead of them worrying about their lesson plans for the day, they got to worry about some pigs with ice jackets on, scooping up the kids. Like, come on, man. What world are we living in? Like, I know, Project Orange Man. I know, he gonna do this. Like, he said he gonna do this. Like, this should be no shock. But the problem is that we need solidarity along racial lines. Like, and we don't have that right now. Black people, some of them, like, they blame the immigrants for their problems and stuff like that. In terms of economic wise, it's not their fault. It's the corporations. Like, to be honest with you, the corporations want them over here because give them an excuse to get cheap labor. Like, the corporations don't want to pay us shit. And they ain't paying the immigrant shit. So we need to come together, guys. Like, black people especially. Like, I'm talking to two black people that will probably watching this right now. Like, we need to come together. Let's stop all this. Let's stop all this isolationist shit. Like, well, Feeny was talking about. Like, it's inexcusable, man. Like we all we got, we all we need. Like, politicians ain't gonna save us. Trump is not gonna save you, MAGA. Like, I'm gonna tell you that every day. I know MAGA watch me. Some of y'all be on Rumble too. Like, Trump is not gonna help you out. Like, you still gonna struggle. You might struggle. Hell, I wouldn't say worse, but it's gonna be bad. Like, things are getting bad. Like, next time you go to the grocery store and something like that comes from overseas where Trump placed a tariff on will be like what, a few dollars more than what it was. Like, things are not gonna get better. Like, I don't know why people think Trump is gonna make everything better. I just don't understand that at all. Like, this is when real left independent media comes in. Like, we actually educate you. Like, those other, Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, they just, they want us divided. Like, they don't want us working together. Like, I have a lot more in common with a conservative than I do a billionaire. Obviously, right? Like, we both struggling. We both have issues. Like, ideology aside, like, yeah, it's things that we don't agree on, but it's cool. But at the end of the day, I could come together with that conservative, for example, like with healthcare, for example, like, universal healthcare. They agree with, I agree with it, stuff like that. So yeah, man, like, yeah, black folks, let's stop doing that isolationist shit, man. Like, it's not a good look at all, and we're better than that, man. Like, I'm black and I'm proud, baby. We should be black and we proud. If you black and you proud, you should be in solidarity. So, all right, guys. The first video I want to talk about is this video I got from TikTok. This black liberal right here. Wow, man. Like, she lost her mind, but in a calm way. She wasn't like yelling or nothing, but like Trump derangement syndrome is a real thing. Like, yeah, blame everybody for Kamala Harris losing, but Kamala Harris. Like, yeah, that makes totally good sense. It's saying that black people that vote for Trump and Jill Stein, we aren't educated. Fuck us too. Like, she talking about me because I voted third party. So I'm finna play the video in its entirety. Then I'm gonna play it again and give me a breakdown. Oh boy, it's crazy.
I'm gonna try to stay calm, but I'm not. But I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck JD Vance. Fuck Elon Musk. Fuck everybody who considers himself a Republican or a conservative. Fuck every Supreme Court justice. Fuck every Democrat who's weak and ineffectual. Fuck every black person who refuses to pick up a fucking book and learn anything. Fuck every black person who doesn't know their history. Fuck everybody who voted for Donald Trump. Fuck everybody who said, well, I didn't know who was the better option, so I just didn't show up. How the fuck do you not know who's the better option? There was one viable option. Only one candidate was qualified. Fuck every single one of you Palestinian Americans who told us to vote for Jill Stein and told other people to sway the vote so that Kamala wouldn't get it so Donald Trump could, so he could turn Gaza into a fucking parking lot. Fuck all of you. You voted against your best interest. Fuck all of you Hispanic people and Latino people who voted for this man thinking that you weren't going to be a victim of mass deportation. I hope you guys get exactly what you voted for. I really do. And I don't give a fuck about you or your bloodline. I really don't. We tried to tell y'all. We told you over and over again. But I'm so pissed off off, especially the black people who didn't give a fuck, because this man was given the green light to basically reverse everything that our ancestors fought for. And now all of us who actually give a fuck about our people are going to have to fight to do that work again. Fuck every single one of you.
Oh, that's why I couldn't. I mean, I wanted to pause it, but I said, I let the audience hear what she got to say, so they don't be thinking I'm trying to misconstrue her words and nothing like that. So yeah, that's what she said. Insane, right? Yeah. But now I'm finna play it again, and I'm finna break it down. I got a lot to say.
I'm gonna try to stay calm, but I'm not. But I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck JD Vance. Fuck Elon Musk. Fuck everybody who considers themselves.
Now, I mean, of course, fuck them, right? I mean, they ain't gonna do shit for me. Yeah, fuck Elon Musk. Like, this guy ruined one. Well, at the time was, in my opinion, was one of the best social media platforms to use. He ruined that for me. Fuck Donald Trump because, I mean, I think he's a SA. You know what I mean? I believe that, like, based on evidence. We got evidence to prove that. Yeah, fuck JD Vance, fuck them. Like these motherfuckers, they never said they gonna do shit for me. I mean, that's why I don't really go after Republicans like I do Democrats. See, Democrats make empty promises. They wolf in sheep clothing. But she's saying that because she's a liberal, and so let me continue.
Republican or conservative. Fuck every Supreme Court justice. Fuck every Democrat who's weak and ineffectual.
Hold on, guys. It's lagging again. Shit.
Considers himself a Republican or a conservative. Fuck every Supreme Court justice. Fuck every Democrat who's weak and ineffectual. Fuck every black person who refuses to pick up a fucking book and learn anything. Fuck every...
Now, that part right there got me. She said, fuck every Democrat that weak and ineffectual. Yeah, you could say, Kamala Harris was that. Yeah. Democrats been weak and ineffectual forever. Like, that's nothing new, but I mean, like what has Democrats done to advance? Like you said in the end, like I answered. So what have they done to advance the black people? Like all Democrats have done, shit, for a long time now. It's just every 4 years or 2 years, come to our city, don't do no mutual aid. My thing is, if you're gonna bring your bougie boutique ass to the hood, you need to at least, bring some mutual aid. Like, mutual aid is important, but they all they want you to do is sit in those long voting lines. Then they tell you don't need the lines. Like, most of the people, a lot of people don't vote are poor. Like, they don't know that because poor people don't have time to leave their job. They have to clock out of their job. I mean, they're missing money, drive to the polling place just to vote for a feckless, like she said, a feckless, spineless Democrat. So, okay, like, yeah. But she mean that in a way. I think she's talking about, in my opinion, the Democrats that caved to Trump. I don't think she's talking about just, all the Democrats, which she should say fuck the Democrats too. Now, if she just said that and then not smeared people that voted third party, I would not even talk about this. But yeah, it's just a lot of it's just a lot of issues.
A fucking book and learn anything. Fuck every black person who refuses to pick, who's weak and ineffectual. Fuck every black person who refuses to pick up a fucking book and learn anything. Fuck every black person who doesn't know their history. Fuck everybody.
Well, you talking about, well, you said fuck every black person that didn't pick up a book. Now she talking about different for me. I wouldn't say fuck black people that did not pick up a book. I would say that instead of smearing them, I'll say you need to educate yourself on this two-party system. So she's talking about it from a perspective of, some of us, particularly black men, voted for Trump. I didn't vote for Trump because I educate myself to know that Republicans never promised shit to me to improve my community, my me materially, my well-being. Like, so why would I even vote for Republicans? You see what I'm saying? Get it? Like, she talking about it in a sense like, the black people that went and vote for Trump.
Who voted for Donald Trump. Fuck everybody who said, well, I didn't know who was the better option, so I just didn't show up. How the fuck do you not know who's the better option? The
better option was Jill Stein, Cornel West, like Claudia Dela Cruz. Those were the better options to me. I mean, all of them are anti-genocide, anti-war. All of them for universal health care. I mean, Kamala Harris pull universal health care out of her strategy. You ain't gonna talk about that. But you talking about the better options, Kamala Harris. Like how she's the better option. Like, she then separate herself from Joe Biden. Like, in terms of like the genocide in Gaza. So yeah. Damn, lost.
So I just didn't show up. How the fuck do you not know who's the better option? There was one viable option. Only one candidate was qualified.
That's a lie. That's a fucking lie. Fucking lie. That one candidate you talking about was not. That woman ain't qualified to hold a stop sign at a traffic crossing. Man, get out of here. Get the hell up out of here. That woman ain't qualified. How she's qualified? She lost to a game show host. That right there tells you all you need to know. She lost to a convicted felon, but she's qualified now. She's the only qualified choice we have. You voted for Jill Stein. Well, y'all already watched it. Like, what she said there was crazy too. It just, like, like, damn, like, she said, fuck everybody, damn, yeah. Because she's so upset, she's so hurt. Oh, my feelings. Oh, because Slay Queen Kamala didn't win. Oh, Lord. Man, let me continue. Shit.
There was one viable option. Only one candidate was qualified. Fuck every single one of you Palestinian Americans who told us to vote for Jill Stein and told other people to sway the vote so that Kamala wouldn't get it, so Donald Trump could, so he could turn.
Palestinians didn't say that. What? Palestinians said vote for Jill Stein because Jill Stein isn't pro-genocide. What? Like, Palestinians knew that Donald Trump. What? Huh? So wait. So you claim that Palestinians said don't vote for Kamala Harris. Vote for Jill Stein, and a vote for Jill Stein is a vote for Trump. That's what she just said without saying it. Come on, man. I know this person is smart. She's intelligent. Like, I'm not going to smear her intellectual. I'm not that type of person, but come on. If people believe that a vote for Jill Stein is a vote for Trump, then my God Almighty, like you lost beyond repair, man. You lost beyond repair. Like, these the people that are not going to be in the revolution, man. Like, they when the shit hit the fan, instead of them following our lead, taking our advice, breaking from the duopoly, they're gonna be hiding underneath their bed, screaming and hollering, saying, y'all were right. What? Let them continue, man. Oh my goodness gracious, boy.
Gaza into a fucking parking lot. Fuck all of you.
Gaza is already a parking lot. Your former vice president, which was a presidential candidate, was a part of that too. She was a part of the administration that turned Gaza into a parking lot, right? Like, people literally say, like, Trump is going to turn Gaza into a parking lot. Gaza's already a parking lot. What in the hell are you talking about? You got TikTok. I know you got a phone. I know you see Gaza now. I know you see what Gaza looks like now. Come on 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 now. This video got a lot of likes too. I'm pretty sure she got ratio, but rightfully so. But like, come on, man. Like, wow. So if the Palestinian Americans voted for Kamala Harris, then you telling us that Gaza will not be a parking lot, even though it is a parking lot? Like, what more Trump? Well, if the ceasefire deal didn't go through and Israel was still going rogue in Gaza, what? Gaza would look even more like a parking lot? Like it look like a double parking lot? Like, I just don't get it. Oh my God, bro. When I seen this shit for the first time, man, I literally lost my damn mind, man. I'm like, this person lost their mind, bro. This is some insane shit.
You voted against your best interest. Fuck all of you Hispanic people, Latino people who
voted against your best interest. You voted against your best interest. Jill Stein was for Medicare for all. I'm pretty sure you need universal health care. You liberals and conservatives, both of y'all always vote against your own interests every day. I mean, every 2 to 4 years. All y'all do. It just the God honest truth. Like, but y'all always tell the other party, that didn't vote for your candidate that they're voting against their own interests. Like, I just don't know. I really don't know what to say at this point. I really don't know. Wait till she get to the immigration part. Oh my
voted
God.
for this man thinking that you weren't going to be a victim of mass deportation. I hope you guys get exactly what you voted for. I really do. And I don't give a fuck about you or your bloodline. I really don't. We tried to tell y'all. We told you over and over again. But I'm so pissed.
This heartless, cowardly fuck right here. See, this shit right here made me mad. Like, this the part. Yeah, was there some Hispanics that voted for Trump? Yeah, obviously. Why would you say that? Something like that. Why would you say some stupid shit like that? That makes you look like a piece of shit. That literally makes you look like a piece of shit. Like, you hope they get what they deserve because they didn't vote for your slay queen Kamala Harris? It's funny, man. I gotta watch what I say because people will think I'm a misogynist and all that stuff. I already got told police by somebody a few weeks ago, so telling me not to use certain words. Yeah, so I gotta watch what I gotta say these days. I gotta hold my tongue, which is okay. I don't really care. Like, to keep the peace, man, sometimes you gotta concede, but dog, man. You black liberals, man. Man, y'all worse than the damn conservative, boy. Y'all worse than the conservatives. Say that. Like, you hope they get what they deserve because they didn't vote for Kamala Harris? A woman that can't answer a damn question? Oh my God. Hope they get what they deserve. Instead, what I would say is, y'all made a mistake. I have solidarity with you guys because, people make mistakes. I guess y'all wasn't into politics. I voted for a guy that wants to, get rid of your immigrants. But you get what you deserve. Okay. Let me continue. I'm almost done.
Off, especially the black people who didn't give a fuck, because this man was given the green light to basically reverse everything that our ancestors fought for, and now all of us who actually give a fuck.
I mean, so wait. Trump gonna put us back in indentured servitude. He gonna put us back in chains. So you that part right there, you're admitting like Trump is gonna bring back slavery. That's basically what she's saying. Oh, goodness gracious.
About our people are going to have to fight to do that work again. Fuck every single one of you.
You know what, though? I'm going to say this, then I'm going to move on because, I really, it's some things I really want to say, but I'm not going to say it on here because YouTube be on that bullshit. And also people be on that bullshit. Like, they'll cancel me. See, this is a problem with people like her, and not just her. No, she's just one example. She been brainwashed to think this stuff. You know, at one time I was brainwashed to think like that too. I wasn't like that. Like I don't wish nothing. Like even back then, like when I was a little, when I voted for Hillary Clinton, I said not all Trump supporters are racist. Even I had more fucking common sense back then. But I'm pretty sure she says that now all Trump supporters are racist. You know, it just like how can you deprogram people like this? I really don't know how can you do it. And also too, you know, where were you in the fight during the 4 years of Joe Biden? Like to use that brunch. That's how you liberals do. See, when your God King Dummy is in power, y'all eat brunch, you at your Starbucks, you at your fancy boutique parties, you know, while us radical leftists are out here feeding our people, radicalizing our people, like. But now since you know Project Orange back in White House, which y'all hate his guts, like I'm pretty sure y'all wish bad things on him as well. I can't say that on YouTube, but you know now y'all gotta fight for our rights again because of you, Palestinian Americans, you dumbass black people, and you hillbilly Peckerwoods. Oh. Man, get this motherfucker off my damn screen, man. Tell you, boy. People like that, you know, I don't want her. I don't wish no harm upon her. That's not me. She said if she disappear, you know why. I don't think TikTok will get rid of that video because she's not threatening no violence or none on people, even though she's using coded language to do it. But no, but like this is shit you see on TikTok on a daily basis, man. Like, and they gonna ban TikTok because they think TikTok is, you know, because TikTok is vast, man. Like you got conservatism, you got liberalism, you got the radical leftists, and you got free thinkers on there. It's a mixed bag. It's not all like you had Zionists on there too talking they bullshit. Like yeah. So all right, guys, on to the next story. Jesus Christ. All right, guys, before we get to the next story, I want to say, like the video. It's free. Don't cost you a damn thing. So, yeah. Now this next story I got, I saw this yesterday, man, and you know, I just, I don't really know. Apparently, you know, U.S. media, this is what they do. It says users flock to a TikTok alternative that may be more dangerous. Obviously, y'all know they talking about Red Note. I guess Red Note is more dangerous than TikTok. Oh my God. Chinese, oh my God, the Chinese government is going to propagandize to Americans to be communists. Well, we know. Oh God, man. But I'm going to read it. Not going to read all of it. It says, let me make it bigger, guys. Sorry for the ads in between. Just follow along with me. It says, one of the themes that defined 2025 so far has been the complicated fate of TikTok. The popular social media platform had been caught in the crosshairs of severe legal scrutiny. The United States Supreme Court has ruled in favor of banning it in the U.S. even after President Donald Trump asked for the ban to be delayed. TikTok users have flocked to a new platform that offers a similar experience. Some experts speculated that the TikTok ban could be a catalyst for companies such as Meta Platforms, Meta, which owns Facebook and Instagram, but so far, a new social media app also owned by a Chinese company has surged in popularity as Americans seek to remain close to the platform they know. I mean, yeah, Mark Zuckerberg thought that, you know, since TikTok was going to get banned, it was banned for less than 12 hours, but he thought everybody going to flock to Meta so we can be controlled. And obviously, some of you guys don't know, on Meta, you can't say genocide. Like, yeah. Yeah, some things you can't say on there. So if I'm a pro-Palestine person that makes pro-Palestine content, why would I flock to Meta? So I have to censor myself for saying non-violent word, non-hate speech words. Like in Meta, they talk about your data with ByteDance, and Meta takes your data and sell it to the highest bidder. Like our government is on that bullshit. Like my coworker be saying, on that bullshit. But let me continue. However, as many users flock to the new platform, it is becoming increasingly clear that these similarities may cause concern. What concern? God, our media is garbage, man. I'm reading this garbage. The new TikTok alternative isn't all fun and games. like the title. As the fate of TikTok has hung in the balance recently, one question has been on many people's mind. What is the best alternative platform to TikTok? While popular names like Instagram and Snapchat dominated conversations, a new name started picking up. RedNote, as Zhao Hongshu, is a Chinese-owned social media platform that seems to closely mirror TikTok in terms of user experience, providing short reels provided by an algorithm that makes close recommendations. It says, although TikTok is back to being available in the U.S., at least temporarily, RedNote seems to have taken off and established itself in the social media space. Recent data shows that more than 3 million users have signed up amid the threat of the ban of TikTok. I think it's more than that. However, this don't mean that the new platform... It said, in fact, according to one expert, it may not be different at all in terms of the dangers that using this type of Chinese technology can pose for users. Oh, God. Jason Allen Sander, a futurologist and AI technologist, recently sat down with the street, oh God, to discuss RedNote and certain negative aspects of the app that new users may not be aware of. Snyder recently described RedNote, like this is what he said, as a tightly controlled platform that exports censorship, reshapes youth culture, and quietly undetermines the democratic ideals that its community takes for granted. But it turns out its dangers go beyond data privacy and Chinese government concerns. So basically, it's short. So basically, in translation, he said, it controls us. Oh God, it has more censorship. But Facebook has censorship too. You can't say certain words on Facebook. Like, yeah, I heard that on RedNote you can't curse and you and other things too, which I don't really know is true, but that's what I heard. Like, it's Twitter like Twitter. You say anything that's anti-Israel, your account is done. It's cooked. It's fried. Like mine, for example, Facebook. Like I said some things and I got shadow banned. Instagram, good luck. Like unless you're an influencer, like Instagram, you're not gonna grow much traction on there. Snapchat, I mean, Snapchat's still there, but it's not as, popular as it once was, 7-8 years ago. So, but RedNote, exploits like, and then it's an AI technologist. So, yeah, I'm going to take a guy that has technology that can replace humans, human jobs in the future, close future, seriously. Yeah. It says, while discussing the danger of both platforms, Slider highlights the artificial intelligence models that power them, which he sees as being used for. What happened with these advanced AI models and the way they power them is that they are not just personalized content, but they can also predict and manipulate behavior, which makes people vulnerable to misinformation, exploitation, and arguably even addiction. Well, what? That's all. That's what that's what Meta do too. Meta does the same thing that you claim that RedNote does. So I mean, okay. Oh God. It says, in this case, according to Snyder, that means promoting harmful content, often centering around biases. Jewish news outlet The Forward recently reported that anti-Semitic content on RedNote has been high. Wow. So somebody saying free Palestine is anti-Semitic. Oh God! Somebody with a Palestine flag and they on red note. Oh, they anti-Semitic. Oh no! Get the fuck. Come on, man. Come on, bro. We still doing this, bro. Snyder says that many of these problems can be attributed to the AI models behind these platforms. The AI-driven filters and content curation uh, perpetuate all kinds of misinformation, all sorts of other harmful social trends, he states. Yeah, right. A day of reckoning for social media is coming. The potential dangers by both the addictive nature of TikTok's algorithm and its links to the Chinese government are far from news. Americans have known about them for years, but given the app's immense popularity in the U.S., it seems apparent that the people who use it are willing to take the risk. I mean, I'm finna say this, like I rather trust the Chinese government with my data than fucking Mark Zuckerberg. So basically, I believe this is a smear piece by Facebook. I mean, Meta. Like, I'm not surprised. Um, yeah, like Mark Zuckerberg. Like, again, like one day I was looking up something on Best Buy. Some just random thing, and then I was on Facebook at the time, and I seen the same item I saw on the Best Buy app on Facebook page. Like, see shit like that. Like, that's the shit we talking about. Maybe people saying like, yeah, I don't like that. Like, yeah, you spying on me. So I might go to Red Note and post my shit on there, and also have solidarity with the Chinese people. Like one thing I like about Red Note is the Chinese people show how they live on day to day, and we show how we live day to day. Like I told my horror healthcare stories on there, and they talk about it, and like they don't want that. They don't want us and the Chinese people to fucking have solidarity. See, they want us to be propagandized by what the State Department is saying. Oh, China this, China's a fascist state. No, it's not. um, let me see. Keep making it small, make it bigger. It says Snyder predicts the ultimate day of reckoning for social media users will come, but he finds it hard to pinpoint exactly when will it be. It won't be no reckoning for TikTok or Red Note. What are you talking about? He said the dangers are buried in these long, unreadable terms and conditions, and people rarely understand those trade-offs on what they are making with their data, he notes. And most people don't understand how AI works or how it can even exploit their data. Twitter new terms of service claim that they will use your tweets for Grok, which is their AI. So, all these platforms are using your data for AI. They want AI to be the mainstay. He says, in his view, people have spent years rationing the tracking of their data, and as such, may be desensitized to this dangerous trend, paving the way for a new TikTok alternative to spring up a few obstacles. It says most people don't realize the full value of their data or the risk of giving it away. If you're on Facebook, you're giving it away instantly. Like yeah. But you won't say Facebook, but because to them it's a trade-off, free access to a fun app or service in exchange for some anonymous information, it says. So yeah, this AI technologist is full of shit. The American social media platforms are a lot worse with your data than TikTok was, and Red Note. It's been around for a while, but I'm pretty sure that, again, like, I know this might sound kind of weird to y'all, but again, I trust the Chinese with my data. Like, my data is just me working out, taking selfies of myself, making videos, like, I'm not putting my personal information on there. Like, don't put your personal information online, guys. But see, so my thing is, if you're gonna talk about those platforms, talk about Meta's platform. Like, you can't say one is potentially harmful and the other one's not. Like, that shit like that pisses me off. So, all right, guys. All right, guys. The next story I want to talk about is this. That's crazy. It's like, while Biden was in office and food prices was high, they was quiet as a church mouse. But all of a sudden, Donald Trump in there, and I guess he promised to lower food prices, which he backtracked on that. Now they slamming on him, because he's not lowering down immediately. And apparently we have an egg shortage too as well. Eggs in my area is like $5-6 for a dozen of eggs. Like, yeah. Buying eggs is, you gotta take a loan out to buy eggs now. So yeah. So I'm gonna read it. It says Democratic lawmakers slam Trump for not making good on promise to immediately lower food prices amid egg shortage. Like, Joe Biden didn't do it either. It says here, during your first week of office, you instead focus on mass deportation and pardoning January 6th attackers. Senator Warren and 19 other lawmakers told the president a letter. Wow. Yeah, like he's going to read that. It says Donald Trump vowed to slash grocery prices as soon as he took office, yet he has barely addressed the cost of food in the whirlwind of executive orders he signed on his first week. Senator Elizabeth Warren and other Democrat lawmakers wrote in a searing letter. The letter addressed to Trump accuses the president of backtracking on a campaign promise to lower supermarket bills starting on day one of his term. But he backtracked on it, though. He said it. He said, technically, I don't have the power to do that, so I'm not going to do that. Okay. During your campaign, you repeatedly promised you would lower food prices immediately if elected president. Read the letter, which was sent to Trump on Sunday evening and shared first with NBC News. During your first week of office, you have instead focused on mass deportation and pardoning January 6th attackers. Trump made inflation in the cost of food a hallmark for his run for his second presidential term, displaying everything from a teeny box of Tic Tacs at a rally in North Carolina to an entire table full of groceries outside his Bedminster, New Jersey golf course to express his commitment to lowering voters' grocery bills. I mean, like I know these people supposed to be smart people. Like, I know they know how politics work. Like, motherfuckers will say anything to get elected. Then, like, once they get elected, they do the exact opposite. And people fell for this shit. Shame on the people that fell for it. Like, they should have known the first term he didn't do shit for them. But I mean, like, people, what did I learn too about being in this space? People are desperate. Like, I guess, Biden's term was disastrous, so I guess they say, that was the past, the COVID, the mishandling of COVID, so we'll give this guy a second chance, which was a mistake. I mean, Trump is, oh God, like, yeah, y'all know who Trump is. But the scores of executive orders Trump has signed since Inauguration Day only briefly touch on food. Senator Warren said in the letter, which was co-written by Representative Jim McGovern and signed by 20 other Democrats. Your sole action on cost was an executive order that contained only the barest mention of food prices and not a single specific policy to reduce them, they wrote, citing a Trump administration memo that commenced to helping Americans cost of living by eliminating harmful, cohesive climate policy driving up the cost of food and fuel. The letter comes as food prices continue to rise. Labor Department data shows the cost of groceries rose 1.8% from December 2023 to December 2024, which, that was when former President Joe Biden was there at the time. Like, Trump wasn't president from then. Like, why didn't Joe Biden did something to lower it? Like, Joe Biden, it's things Joe Biden can do. I hate when people say, oh, Joe Biden, he can't, exactly, like, control, like, it's called a corporate gains tax, I think. If I'm getting it wrong, guys, please correct me. Like, I'm autistic here. Like, it's some kind of tax you can sign. Like, basically, if corporations want to just raise their prices of stuff, they get taxed for it. Like, corporations don't like to get taxed. Like, they want to pay less taxes as possible. Like, corporations want to loot the treasury. So, yeah, that's where we at. Eggs saw the biggest price jump, increasing 36.8% during the same time frame, in large part due to bird flu crisis that killed millions of poultry. Now I'm finna watch this video. Maybe I'll learn something from this as well. Yeah, gas going up too as well.
Something that's impacting the wallets of every American. The cost of eggs skyrocketing, gas prices on the rise as well. With a closer look and what's being done about it, NBC senior business correspondent Christine Roman. Hi there. I think it's like gas prices and eggs. I mean, that just really puts it all a fine point on it, and both are going up. Why?
They are. So gas prices creeping higher again. They crept higher again overnight, up about a nickel from where they were last year, but they're up a dime over the past month or so, creeping higher because of concerns about new sanctions against Russia because of its war in Ukraine. Of course, that has been something that's kept gas prices overall elevated for some time. And also tariffs, the threat of tariffs. U.S. imports an awful lot of dirty crude oil from Canada that is refined here and then sold to American drivers as gasoline. So if you have big tariffs on energy supplies, would that be something that could keep raising prices? It's a big global market, remember. So watching that to see if it still keeps rising.
Oh, so that's gas. Let's talk about eggs for a moment here, because it seems like egg prices have been going up for some time now. What's going on with that?
He said it seems. Egg prices are going up, bro. It seems like, I know this guy don't go to the grocery store and shop, but geez, seems like eggs going up. Man, yeah, you ain't been to the grocery store in a while, my brother.
It's been a 2-year crisis, a bird flu crisis. You have an awful lot of birds that have been infected with this bird flu, and so some of these flocks have been culled. And the average price for a dozen of eggs is $4.15, but depending on where you live, it can be almost $7 and higher, depending on where you are in different parts of the country. And this is if you can find the eggs. I keep going to my grocery store, and there are empty shelves for eggs, and a lot of small businesses, especially bakeries, have been scrambling to secure supplies. So this is a bird flu crisis. Millions of birds have been affected. In fact, in the past 30 days, I think another 13 million birds have been infected with bird flu. Overall, over the past 2 years, look at those numbers. So a crisis in the production of eggs, and that's what you're seeing at the grocery store.
A lot of people look at the election we just had and said, the bottom line was it was about inflation.
It was.
People want to have something done about inflation. What is the Trump administration proposing to do, and how might it affect it?
And now the new economic commander-in-chief has to fulfill those campaign promises of promising to lower gas prices, cut them in half. He said he could do that in 12 months, and to lower the price of groceries, although more recently he's been more moderate about those promises because it's...
Yeah, of course he gonna be more moderate. He got in now. Like, he backtracked on that shit. Yeah, he definitely did. I remember he said, technically, I can't do that. I said I could do it. No, I said I could do it, but I can't do it. Yeah.
Tough to lower gas prices. One of his executive orders on the first day of business was a memorandum ordering all the government agencies to find ways to, improve the cost of living for the American people. It's largely symbolic. There's nothing in this that says the trucking company or the grocery store or the producer has to cut their prices so those prices are lower for Americans. But it does set the tone, acknowledging that, look, everyone in government needs to be finding ways.
Yeah, basically a nothing burger. Yeah. Yeah, let's find ways, my billionaire cooks, and we finna loot the treasury, but we're finna sign this memorandum saying that, let's find ways to cut the government. Man, basically, he said right there, that executive order said, I ain't gonna do shit for y'all. I said I did, on paper, basically, but, I ain't gonna do shit for the American people. Shit finna go up even more. So, yeah, that's basically what that was.
To make sure that the cost of living is front and center of all the business that is done there in Washington.
All right, Christine, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. So, that was that. Ain't no surprise. It says the Democratic lawmakers warned in a letter that companies often exploit crises like pandemics and avian flu as an opportunity to raise prices beyond what is needed to cover rising costs. No shit, Sherlock. In response to the letter, the Trump administration said in a statement to NBC News that it's already working to lower the cost of living for families. But but the memorandum said find ways to do it. So you starting, but you're not already doing it. You starting, but you ain't doing shit. But okay. Let me continue. It says President Trump immediately took action on day one to unleash American energy, which will drive down costs for families across the country, said Anna Kelly, the White House deputy press secretary. He has already ended the failed economic policies of the past 4 years that skyrocketed inflation, which were rubber stamped by Elizabeth Warren. Wow. Warren was a long advocated on behalf of consumers. Last year, she and others introduced a bill that would make it legal to sell goods or services at a grossly excessive price, a term that will be defined by the FTC. The bill has yet to advance, which is not going to advance. Like, these are just symbolic bills, like Elizabeth Warren bill, Bernie Sanders got bills, like they ain't symbolic. Like it ain't gonna go nowhere. Like these politicians are bought and paid for by these same people that raises our prices every day. So like you know, my thing is, you know, you can write all the bills you want, but it's not, they're not going to pass and sign, you know, into law. Like, it's a waste of time to me. Just a nothing burger again. It said in May, she sent a letter to then President Joe Biden imploring his administration to lower food prices, through better financial enforcement and price manipulation. Wow. So, okay. You know, in a statement to NBC News, Warren and McGovern excoriated Trump for how he spent his first week in office. If Donald Trump is serious about working to lower grocery prices, he should buckle down, pick up these tools, and lower egg prices and deliver on his promises, Warren said. McGovern added that Trump hasn't done a damn thing to lower food prices or to help the hardworking people struggling to put food on the table. I mean, you talking about Trump? I mean, Joe Biden had 4 years to help people to put food on the table, but he hasn't. Like, homelessness went up under his watch. Like y'all could shit on Trump. See, it's cool to, you know, shit on the other party, you know, but when your party's in power, you know, you like this. So yeah, just this shit is political theater at this point. Like, this is what I'm trying to get across here. Like, the bills to help lower food prices for families, like all that shit is political theater. It's not real, bro. They don't give a shit about you. We are ready to work with him to actually deliver results, not just empty rhetoric, he said. About 9 in 10 voters went somewhat are very concerned about the cost of groceries, a letter to Trump pointed out. Instead of working to lower grocery bills, however, you have used the first week of your administration on attempting to end birthright censorship, pardoning individuals who attacked the U.S. Capitol on January 6th, and renaming a mountain. The letter said. Trump told NBC News Christian Walker on Meet the Press last month that his election day victory came down to two subjects: immigration and affordability of food. I'm gonna talk like Trump. I won on the border. I won on groceries, he said. But later in December, he conceded that lowering grocery bills will be very hard. I told y'all he nigged on it. Told you. You know, it's hard to bring things down once they up, he told Time magazine. Oh God. Lindsay Owens, executive director of the economic think tank Groundwork Collaborative, said putting a stop to powerful corporations that have price gouged families in recent years will be the president's first step. Families expect President Trump to make good on his promises. He will be wise to use the FTC and other agencies to promote competition, invest in supply chains, and crack down on pricing tactics like surveillance pricing that drives up food and grocery prices, Owens said in a statement to NBC News. But if his first slate of executive orders is any indication, he's positioned himself to fail. So yeah, y'all, I read the whole thing. Why not? Oh God, like the Democrats, the only reason why they doing this because like they doing this the campaign off this. Like this is like to say, hey, the Democrats are trying to work with Trump to lower food prices for families. We are trying, but they know that Trump isn't going to do this. And Trump himself said he's not going to do it. He said very hard. like, you know, like, and you know, I know some people are just way far gone to understand how politics work, but the people that actually thought that voting for Trump will lower their food prices and gas prices, they were wrong, and I hope they learn from it. Like, I hope they learn. Like, I'm not gonna be that guy to cancel them out and stuff like that. So, yeah, man. It just like Sammy Sav says. Okay, guys. Before I get to the last video, be sure to hit the like button. You know, if you're on your way out, maybe you're tired of hearing my weird ass voice, hit the like button on the way out. If you watch it on YouTube and Rumble, it helps us out a lot. And yeah, so all right, guys, this is the last one I'm gonna talk about. I came across this video as well. It's for More Perfect Union. It's interesting. It says an unprecedented corporate assault is coming. Can it be stopped? Before I even play this video, my answer is no. These corporations are gonna loot the treasury, bro. That's why they all cuddling Trump's balls act, like Kyle Kulinski say. Like, they're gonna loot the treasury. So let me play it and pause.
The Democratic Party used to stand up and fight back hard against these big corporate interests that are dominating and breaking our economy. That has changed over the past 20, 30 years. The chickens are coming home to roost, and the working class is feeling like they don't have people on their side in government.
Yeah, this is why, shout out to JB, he said this first. He said this is why that's why the Democrat is hated by the people in the Rust Belt. Yeah, JB said that, like, because when Bill Clinton signed NAFTA in 1993 and 94, like, that's when shit hit the fan. Like, people lost good paying union jobs, which went overseas for for cheap labor. When Citizens United started in the late 70s, like, hell, the Democrats said, hell, I want some of that cheese too. Shit. Fuck those working class people.
Government.
After 80 plus years of voting for Democrats, working class voters continued their shift to supporting Republicans in the 2024 election.
What we saw was Trump courting the unions.
Our workers are going to be protected.
But here's the catch.
Anybody with common sense knowledge would know that Trump don't give a shit about unions. He don't give a shit about the workers. But his strategy is smart, because when people see that you actually pretend to care, then they say, yeah, maybe this guy, maybe he changed. Maybe they were skeptical of him, but they went and voted for him anyway, which they should have voted third party, but it's not about that right now. It's about, why do people vote the way they do? Let me continue.
Reviewed Republican proposals for workers' rights and unions, and they aren't exactly friendly to the everyday American.
Project 2025 to allow states to ban labor unions.
They want to go after minimum wage.
Changes in overtime regulation.
I used to hate to pay overtime.
And eliminate child labor protections.
So what are people supposed to do if nobody in Washington is working for them? One thing they can do?
Revolt. Solidarity, man. Gotta come together. Revolt. That's the only way.
Is look closer to home.
There's a great need for state and local governments to get more involved in enforcing workers' rights, because the federal law is the floor.
There's a lot that states can do to protect workers and advance labor protections, above and beyond what's come out of DC. We're taking a look at how cities and states are getting ready to do just that.
We're introducing the Colorado Worker Protection Act in January when the legislative session kicks off. It will put Colorado in line with the other states in this country that respect the right of workers to collectively bargain.
Like the rest of the country, workers in Colorado have to win an election to form a union. But in Colorado, the process doesn't end there.
Under Colorado's arcane law, you have to have a second election, and then in the second election, you have to get 75% of the workers plus one
Employers will use the gap between a first election and a second election to union bust.
Dylan Smalls is the nurse for Planned Parenthood of the Rocky Mountains. His workplace experience.
That's ridiculous. You gotta have 2 elections, then you gotta have 75% of the votes. Like, yeah, that's a ploy. Yeah, that has to change. Yeah, and also too, yeah, like state and local elections should be the main thing. Like electoralism, nah, man, nothing's not gonna get done beneficially on the federal level. Like local and state is the, well, on top of that, along with mutual aid and building community, like that should be important too. But like those two, it should be the main important factors.
Experienced just that when they were unionizing.
By the time it came for our second election, we missed that 75% just by a couple of votes.
That second threshold can be almost an insurmountable barrier because of harassment, turnover.
Yeah, harassment. Like, yeah, like saying, hey, if you vote, you're gonna lose your job, you might lose your benefits, like that's why they have 2 elections. Like, that's by intent, that's by design.
Because of other things that we see, like captive audience meetings.
There was talk about the union becoming an obstacle between the relationship between employees and management and patients.
Because they lost the second election, Dylan's workplace doesn't have what's known as union security.
Not having union security makes it incredibly difficult to get everyone to stand up together. Having union security gives you special contract rights where you can organize to withhold labor and actually make demands across the table that management has to answer to. We don't always have that power, not with just that first election.
Unionized workplaces in Colorado that don't win their second election are governed by the same anti-union
right-to-work rules that have crippled worker organizing and wages across the South.
What this will do is it will put Colorado in line with the other states in this country that respect the right of workers to collectively bargain.
I am so excited to be fighting alongside the workers who are here today.
After we had our press conference about this, the governor expressed skepticism and suggested, Colorado is better than 24, 25 other states in terms of our ability to form a union. But the translation there is the governor is just saying that we happen to be better than Texas and Mississippi and Louisiana. I think that that's unacceptable.
Urgency to pass the bill has grown exponentially since the election. Major corporations like SpaceX.
Yeah, I live in a right-to-work state, so I live, so I understand what that means. Yeah, yeah, man, like, right-to-work states basically nulls any chance of you having a union. Like, that's basically what it means. Yeah.
Starbucks and Amazon have,
so it means you're on your whim of your corporate dictator,
sued to abolish the National Labor Relations Board, which oversees union rights. And the new administration is likely to be hostile to its mission as well.
Based on the first Trump administration, it's likely that rules that protect workers will be rolled back. It's likely that enforcement will be done much less aggressively toward corporations that are violating workers' rights.
For all the criticism it received, the Biden administration vastly expanded labor rights and worker protections.
The National Labor Relations Board General Counsel had a multitude of interpretations of law that really helped to level the playing field and make it much more fair for workers that were trying to form a union.
I still don't understand, like Biden, yeah, they say he expanded union rights, but he still broke a railroad strike. Like, that don't make any sense. You became a scab though. Like you talking on both sides of your mouth, man. Crazy.
In their workplace.
Among other things, the Department of Labor and NLRB created much steeper penalties for union busting, ruled that Amazon drivers are actually Amazon employees, and proposed new worker protections like heat safety standards. All of these worker protections are likely to be rolled back, either by the new administration or conservative courts.
It's a situation where a lot of the norms at the federal level are dissolving, and I think it's a moment when state and local leaders need to really be bold.
There are more than a dozen states with Democratic trifectas where many of these protections for workers can be enshrined in state law, protecting them from any Trump and Republican repeal. Take heat safety, for example.
Oregon enacted a heat standard several years ago, and in the first year before it was enacted, there were
Yeah, I remember Abbott in Texas made it so that local cities and municipalities don't have the right to enforce, like, water breaks in extreme heat. Like, yeah, that's one thing I don't understand about people that vote. God, how you say this? I just don't understand. Like most likely, blue collar workers are more conservative, so they vote like that. But my thing is, I know you don't like the Democrats. Pretty sure a third candidate will not reverse life-saving legislation when you working during a heat wave. Because I worked in heat waves, man. I worked when it was real humid. I tell you, boy, like, water breaks saved my ass. I was like, but yeah.
100-something workplace deaths of heat. The following year, there were 22, and the third year, there were 8. So they really, really do save lives.
There are now campaigns to add them in New York and New Jersey. And in Arizona and New Mexico, they don't even require legislation. The governor's office can do it on its own. Here's another example. The Biden administration's expansion of overtime pay would have given a raise to 4 million Americans, but it was blocked by a Trump-appointed judge. But some states have already locked in those protections and proved it work.
States that have set a higher overtime threshold, and businesses have adjusted and they've accommodated, and their economies are still working and people are still making a profit there.
In Maryland, some lawmakers, like State Delegate Joe Vogel, want to make sure that labor protections passed by the Biden administration, like banning anti-union captive audience meetings, don't go away.
We're seeing captive audience meetings as a tool of choice for union busters here in our state and really across the country.
Nearly 90% of employers in union elections used captive audience meetings, which are portrayed as quote-unquote educational meetings, but are often used to dissuade workers and scare them off from unionizing.
If they thought it didn't work, they wouldn't be doing it, right? So they know that this is an effective tool.
These meetings happen while workers are on the clock, too, meaning that they can be written up or even fired for not attending.
Last year, Vogel introduced a bill that would ban these anti-union meetings.
I have met with a number of workers who have lost their jobs because of their refusal to attend a captive audience meeting as part of a union busting effort.
At this point, HR had conducted a meeting to talk about why a union was not in the best interest of them and the company or its employees.
So yeah, guys. I mean, yeah. You got, you gotta take advantage of local and state politics, man. That's why you need to know who are your representatives in your state. You need to know your mayor. Pretty sure people know their mayor is, right? Know your city council. Know your, yeah, like electoral politics on the federal level it's not gonna work, man, anytime soon. Like, until we get money out of politics, then, maybe you can, like, fight for this stuff. But, yeah. So, all right, guys. That's the show. I hope you guys enjoyed it, man. I hate that one going to be no new episode of Tea Time because I like to talk with TP about things. But, sometimes people need a break, and I understand that. I always tell my team, like, if you need to take some mental days off, do it. I understand, like, I'm not a dictator. I'm not going to hold them. Like, they're not obligated to do this. Like, they asked to do. No, I asked them to do it, and they accepted it. Hopefully in the future, I want to pay them for what they do. So yeah. Hopefully next Monday, be back in the normal schedule, Tea Time. So yeah, follow us on Red Note, me and Ty Peasant, Ty Peasant 85 and Andre X24, and like the video, help us out in algorithm. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for watching ATP Live. I'm Andre Morton signing out. Have a good one.